thing I want to tell you in this video, which is the obvious point. Trading with leverage is extremely risky and comes with a lot of risk. There is risk of liquidation. There's risks of getting stopped out, especially in a very whippy chart like Fartcoin. I am not saying trade Fartcoin, you have to. I am not saying trade Tron, it's safer. We don't really know what's safe. We don't really know what's risky until we start figuring out how is leverage going to be a factor in that. But for all of you that are looking to experiment with this, and again, experiment being the keyword here, start with 2 to 3x leverage. This is like the smallest amount. Why this low? When you have a chart that's so wild in its fluctuations, like Fartcoin, and you have a really tight stop loss, if you're using 2 or 3x and it happens to go past that stop loss, or you're feeling like you're going to ignore your stop loss, which is not a smart idea with leverage, but you could still stomach a little bit of an unrealized loss, hoping that the price comes back because you have a really wide margin for your liquidation. But as soon as you start bumping it up to 5x, 10x, 25x, 50x, that liquidation zone, that percentage or whatever away from your entry gets tighter and tighter until it's basically like a pimple right on the teenager's tip of his nose, and it just wants to pop itself. Don't do it. Use really low leverage when you're trading super volatile charts. And if you're going to be trading a chart like Fartcoin, it doesn't have to be this one, but when you're using these really, really volatile charts, consider zooming in. One more caveat. When I'm zooming into a chart like Fartcoin, I also want to be aware what's happening on the global chart. I am not saying ignore everything, put on your horse blinders, and you're only going to stay in that one time frame. No, but when you're making your trades, try to identify those ranges on faster time frames. Take advantage of all the volatility that's happening on faster time frames, but do not ignore what's happening on the bigger picture, okay?